if you are playing a non-CDH game and your primary purpose of that game is to win, you're playing the wrong format.
Yes. Louder for the people at the back.
Right. Oh, dude, I will like center myself when we start, and by the time we're ended, I'm like over here, like in the corner, crouch, because I know. Yeah.
I do like an auto reframe in CapCut.
Yeah.
And I do it on the whole episode in one go at the start before I then cut that up into clips. And sometimes it'll cut to you, and it will be focusing on your shoulder for some reason. It's all over the place.
I like to move.
Often I just give up and manually do you because you're
ADHD means I can't sit still, which is really helpful when you're trying to do a podcast.
That's what keeps me on my toes.
Yeah.
Are we rolling into the intro?
Yeah, it's usually about a minute, and then we decide we should probably do the thing that we came here to do.
Yeah. Let's roll into it, shall we? Hello. Welcome to episode 12. Yeah, episode 12 of MagicCon podcast. A podcast about magic and not
the people that play it.
The people that play it. I am Tom, aka Overfiend, and this is Adam, aka Adam GCB.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm okay. I'm good. I'm tired.
You're a tired boy.
It's muggy. I spent the better part of the weekend hanging out with my nephew, who is 4, incredibly autistic. Like, he actually is autistic. That's not me being rude. Like, he's being diagnosed, but full of energy, like an absolute tornado. So it was like, go see him, travel down to Somerset area, like that way, and then see him for a couple of days, do nice things. We went to the beach and went to Longleat Safari, and then I was like, neither of that was relaxing, and now I want to die. But yeah, how are you?
I'm good, tired. Been moving more stuff. The living room is full of boxes of my crap. Yeah, I got too much stuff, man. But I like stuff. I don't know if you've noticed that about me. I love stuff.
How long have you been at your like current place?
About 10 months, maybe.
Oh, okay. You've still got like so much stuff. Because I was about to say, like, I found like once you hit like 3 or 4 years, you have just like accumulated so much stuff that you have just like shoved into any corner of the house. Be like, just forget about it. And then it's not until like you're moving or you're like, I need to have a clear out. Yeah. You're just like, why do I have this? I'm
not like that. I'm like, oh, I have this, and now I want this. You know, I want to see this. I'm a hoarder. I like junk,
yeah.
So yeah.
I'll say when we were moving here, the amount we purged, I was like, have you used this in a year? Yes or no? The answer is no, and it is not sentimental, and it's not worth anything.
Yeah,
just get rid of it. Black bins, go dump, or eBay, Facebook Marketplace. We just got through so much stuff. I think we ended up taking, when we moved from our last rental to here, which is ironic because here's way bigger, but we just threw out so much. Like I was like, just get rid of it. Like, we don't need it.
I got rid of a lot of stuff, but like, I found a lot of cool stuff, you know. So this is one of the things.
That does happen. But you're like, oh, like, I didn't know I, bought a sealed box of this, that, or the other, and now I want to get back into that hobby. And you're like, well, not now. Like, it's the worst time to do it.
Oh yes. Yeah. But yeah, that's been me. A lot of moving, tricky stuff in the loft. Yeah. That's.
I'm not allowed to use my loft. How fucked up is that? I bought this house, and I'm not allowed to use this house. I'm not allowed to use the loft for 10 years.
What?
Because of it's like the warranty, because of the way it's like insulated up there. Basically, if I disturb the installation, like how it's like laid out or anything, it voids my house warranty. So for 10 years, I'm not allowed to do anything to my life. It's fucked up. Sorry, this is like home ownership nonsense, being an adult. But it's just weird being like, I paid for this loft.
Yeah.
And it makes no financial sense to use it.
That's so annoying. I need to board up more of mine. Because like, there's just a little island around the hole. And there's so much space. I could put so much junk up there.
To be honest, it would just become a dumping ground. And at that point, like, oh, do I really want it? Like, despite what you see behind me, I do try to live a little bit of a minimalist lifestyle. Apart from, again, this. And I just like, I hate clutter. I'd rather just like if I have a surface and like on like the hallway or in the living room and that surface is empty, bliss, peace of mind.
No. Stuff's got to put stuff on it. Needs stuff on it. Anyway, should we talk shop? 65%, 67, 68? 67% of you watching this right now don't subscribe. What the hell? Go and click the button. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Spotify. I don't know what you're doing. Click the heart, like.
You subscribe on Spotify.
Subscribe, whatever. Do the positive thing on Spotify. Like it. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a comment. All that stuff. We want to hear from you. Yeah. Is that right?
Yeah.
Was that good?
Yeah, that was fine. That was good. That was totally fine. Yes. We were looking at numbers recently. I'm surprised. I think like shorts and TikTok play into a lot of this, but 67% on watch time on YouTube. It's unsubscribed, so we'd like to get that number up. I'm not totally sure. On the podcast like audio number side, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I just put that stuff up and let it rip. So I need to look into those numbers. I'm sure they're fine.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yeah. We were chatting recently about shop and then wanted to make sure that you guys know, please like and subscribe. It really helps. Also, with comments, try and leave them open-ended. Let's have a conversation.
Yeah.
not just people commenting stuff, and I'm just like, I don't know how to respond to this. So ask a question below on what you think we chat about today, and we'll reply.
I'm going to drop something on you right now. I think at the end we should ask them a question for them to answer.
We did. I think the problem is last episode we asked them too many questions.
We did.
I think we ended up about cheese in the forest.
Yeah.
And stuff that's similar. So I think, one question. And that is also a retention driver, because now you have to watch until the end of the episode to hear the question. And an engagement driver, because you will comment with the question, your answer, and then we will answer back.
And I do think actually we've got a good question in this episode. Looking at the notes, glancing over at the notes, I'm seeing.
Do we?
I think so.
Okay.
You've listed it as main bit. This is what's it called?
Oh yeah, hot takes. Yeah.
What do they call? Oh, don't spoil it. Jesus.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Yeah, oh, sorry. Yeah. Well, that's more retention driver. If you carry on listening, we'll get into some hot takes.
There's a little peek behind the curtain there.
Yeah.
The magic of the magic castles.
My floppy show notes. Google Doc. You're probably asking again, wait, what the fuck's the anime woman? If you don't follow us on Twitter, you should. Don't know why you're not. It's probably where I'm at least funniest. Tom looks after our TikTok and all our short form. I look after our text because that's all I have the energy to do. Kerri has decided to step down as a permanent member of the podcast. This is due to like personal reasons around their mental health. So of course, me and Tom fully support them in this. They'll be around. They'll be doing their thing. They'll probably come back as guests every now and again if they've got specific things they want to shout and screech about. But yeah, like I'm not going to get into it too much. Like they can talk about it on their channels or on their feeds. It's their place to tell their kind of side of things. But it was basically, I wouldn't say it was mutual because I didn't want them to leave. and I'm sure Tom didn't even want to either, but like, you know, we're fully supporting their decision to do that. Yeah,
I gotta say, Kerri's Toxrill tasted great when I ate it as well. So
yeah, I'm really glad I don't have to pretend that Toxrill was a fun and okay commander to be playing. Jesus fucking Christ. So yeah, so Kerri will be around every now and again, potentially. I would say follow them on their social channels and support them as much as you can. We will keep their social channels in the bio of this episode, so you can go and follow them. But from here on out, at least for now, it will be me and Tom holding down the fort. We've been chatting about what's next in terms of hosts. I think, personally, I would like 1 to 2 new hosts, just to round us out a bit more. And I think, you know, it's nice. It's even with 3, it's still a lot of talking for any one person to kind of get through an entire episode. So I think maybe 4 might be the magic number in this, but I think it's also trying to find 2 people who match our vibe, are available every other week, and can potentially, you know, bring something new and exciting. I think the worst thing we can end up doing is getting 2 additional white guys. I don't think that broadens our horizons out in any way, shape, or form. But you know, it might end up being that, because look at the Magic community. So systemically, I think it's way better than it ever was. Like, I was playing Magic competitively and doing events 10 years ago, and like the difference between, say, GP Liverpool, the first one, I think, not the second one, and like MagicCon Amsterdam, in terms of like the diversity of people that was there, was night and day, and for the better, right? Like, I think this game's strength is totally based in everyone being able to show up and play with anyone, and you know, that just makes the community so much stronger, and means the people who are in it are better people at the end of the day. So yeah, I don't think we'll find hosts by next episode. We might have guests whilst we try and find a more permanent solution. So please bear with. That's all I'm going to say on that.
Upkeep. Let's go.
Tom.
Oh, I'm just going to drag my notes over. I've got a lot. So I think this is the first week in like the last, maybe this year, that I've played the least Magic. It's been weird. And I still played a bunch of Magic.
As I say, you're seem fine.
Yeah, they are, but I genuinely think this is the least Magic I've played in a fortnight. I've been running my new mono blue Eluge deck, the Mythic Fish from Bloomburrow. It's a lot of fun. It's dumb. I've got I've managed to put a few janky little cards in. Actually, let's bring one up. I found one called War Barge.
Did you get the special box?
The special box, yes, I've got that in my Duskmorn pre-order.
Oh, okay, cool, nice.
So when ETBs are attacked, you put a flood counter on a land, which then turns it into an island. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have to be your lands. It triggers on attack. So War Barge is an artifact from the Dark. It's 4 mana. Pardon me. It's got an ability. 3, target creature gains Island Walk till end of turn. When War Barge leaves play this turn, destroy that creature. A creature destroyed this way can't be regenerated. So you pay 3, give him Island Walk, you attack, you make one of your opponent's lands an island, and then you just swing through.
Okay.
That's fantastic. I was looking for a repeatable way of getting Island Walk. That was all I found. But yeah, dumb fun, big blue, play a lot of interaction, a lot of counters. Pretty good fun.
And is it like sea monster themed, or is it more just like the mechanical loop of getting your Commander Island walk?
It's kind of that. I guess that's how I'd win. It's got a lot of the create a creature when you cast a spell cards.
Okay.
Because obviously he's making you first spell cheap every turn. So I've got, Docent of something or other, the one that makes the wizards, and then when you've got 3 wizards, it flips and gives them all flying.
Yes.
That's just an absolute powerhouse in that deck. It's so good. So yeah, it's a lot of making tokens to block with. I've got a couple of the big other fish in there, but I play a lot of them in a lot of my mono blue decks, and I kind of wanted to do something a little bit different. So it's just a lot more interaction. Weird little spells. There's another really good one I've got in there as well that is super fun. It's a 1 blue sorcery, retraced image. Reveal a card in your hand, then put that card onto the battlefield if it has the same name as a permanent. Are you following? So you pay 1 blue, you show somebody an island, and then you play an island.
Oh, right, okay, right.
So it's a little bit of blue ramp.
Right.
Yeah, just some really silly cards in it, really. There's a couple of extra turn spells because obviously you're reducing the cost.
Yeah.
So it's pretty fun.
Well, you're in mono blue, so
yeah,
you're able to do that, right?
But yeah, it's a Shark Typhoon deck, Jinga Taxis, the flip one. Yeah, good fun. But yeah, other than that, played Edward at F&M. We had a new guy. He was playing the Enchantment, the Raccoon Precon. He hasn't played since Urza Block.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, and he's never played Commander.
That is a break.
Yeah. And I didn't want to play anything too wild, but also people around the table were playing some pretty tough stuff.
I also think like new precons are powerful, right? They are like anything from at least murders, maybe even before murders, is like 90% of the way there. In terms of like, these are the cards you would play in this anyway, and then it's probably a couple of cards from that set that thematically line up with it. So yeah, I think like most precons are pushing like 7s, I would say, like in terms of just they're functioning decks, and they're not just like, back in like the Winggrace era where it was like, half these cards don't even apply to the like Winggrace strategy. It's just John stuff. Which, to be honest, if you were doing any type of just stuff, John stuff is usually the better way to go. But like, that was like for all of the decks, right? So they were just like 50% of these cards don't make sense in this deck. It's just they wanted to print this somewhere. Whereas I think they've got a lot better with like the kind of more recent precons being like, oh, you can like just buff this out, and like they all kind of have this very similar power level and they have very similar levels of time in terms of like interaction and board wipes. Yeah. So they kind of get you there now.
That Raccoon one I did find of the 4 is the slowest out of the gate. So that was my main thought. Like if we're like turn 4, like smashing people's faces, and he's just playing his first enchantment. I want. But even then, Edward's still pretty strong, and I did win in the end. But yeah. So that was good fun. It's always nice playing with new people, and he knew the game. He played years ago and seemed to enjoy it. So
I think that's like, the hardest part is getting people to understand the engine. Yeah. And then once they understand the engine, it's, formats are whatever in terms of trying to get people to learn them. And then I think there are some extra steps with Commander in terms of like, I mean, boring shit like social etiquette and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, if he was playing during Urza's block where all the cards had 1,000 lines of text on them, he's like, oh, this is exactly like when I was playing, like, X years ago. So
yeah, he did know. He knew what he was doing, and I think we were trying to show a bit of like politicking and like making deals and stuff, not specifically with him, but like around the table. So he kind of got, we were all trying to make it fun and teach him how to do it. And I think he's coming back every 2 weeks now, so. It's nice. I love getting new people into the game. It's great fun. Always nice. Other than that, I was on White Tiger's 50th stream Monday, I think it was. Was it this Monday? Jesus, it was. Yeah. Playing Thelen, which is my new pet deck, that Golgari Saprolings. I love it. love it so much. I almost won. I was so close. Like, Martin had died turns before.
Right.
I swung out with a huge board. Tristan was going to die, so he did a BM play and made one of my things unblockable that was going at Revelo.
Right.
He blocked with a token of Barrogoyf that he'd got like 5 turns prior. So he would have had. So he had enough lifelink to get back over the amount he was going to take. I played, I think, Putrefy on it, but he had something to give it hexproof, and it was just that those like swingy ends are my favorite thing ever. So like I came out of nowhere to win. He had an answer. I had an answer. He had an answer. That's just my favorite like final turn. It's like, you know, in Tekken when it goes in slow mo, right?
Yeah.
It's great. I love that.
Yeah, that like final puzzle is usually the most interesting part, right? Of like trying to work out how do I win from here, or how do I not lose? Yeah, which is sometimes more accurate.
Annoyingly, I'd swung out with too much to block because he was playing Lord of the Rings, one of the Lord of the Rings commanders, and they're just cracked as hell anyway. I don't know. I don't know what any of the Lord of the Rings commanders do to this day. They're all just so pushed.
I just trust that you know what your card does, and then you will tell me when it's relevant. Thank you. Like,
take a commander that exists and like make it another half as strong. Like that. The only one I know, like loosely, is the blue-green one, which was in the pre-con, like the politicking one. Yeah, the voting one.
Yeah, because that was like on an episode of Commander at Home, and I was like, "Oh, this is interesting. It's a Lord of the Rings card. Never playing it." But apart from that, yeah, like legitimately, the amount of time someone's like, "The ring tempts me," and I'm like, "I don't know what the fuck." Still, and I'm just like, "You do you."
I'm going to build a deck that specifically makes the ring tempt other people somehow. I'm going to find a way and just play it against you.
Does. I'm like, this doesn't seem like it doesn't seem like it's not an interesting mechanic. I'm just like, it doesn't seem like it's very. It's got a Doctor Who problem, right? Which is like, Lord of the Rings is a great IP to bring new people in, fantasy adjacent as well. So like, it makes total sense for someone who is a big fan of Lord of the Rings who might not have played Magic to start playing Magic because of this. And God knows that their IP outside of a TV show has not had being big like this in the last couple of years. And then suddenly it's like Doctor Who, it's like the most complicated cards known to man. Yep. And then I just don't understand why they keep doing it like this. Maybe we'll talk about this in hot takes, but yeah. Ooh. It's a weird one for sure.
Yeah. Other than that, my final bit, I managed to throw together most of a Wick deck, which I was quite surprised about. So Wick from Bloomburrow, he's the one who makes a snail when you play rats. I've wanted to build that. I was like, I was trying to build Caramonix, the Phyrexian rat. I think.
Yes, the one that had like 1,000 promos or 1,000 versions. Yeah.
I was originally planning on building that way back. I was like, I must have, I must have 30 rats. Dug through my box. I think I need like 14 cards for it. So, and most of them are lands. So it's, so that's going to be exciting. Really looking forward to that because it's such a fun ability. I really like it's damage and it's card draw and it's making tokens. It's like, it does 3 things. And I love that. It's like it can go any way. So it's pretty fun.
I think they've been really good with, this is WotC. I've been really good with the foresight and development of, like not minimal support, but like kind of like hinting at support for things like typals like rats, right? In like Neon Dynasty, and then like raccoons in like New Capenna, and then building to a crescendo of, and now you're going to get like actual like traditional support cards in something like Bloomburrow. Yeah. I think they've done a really good job of like sowing seeds of like, oh, if you care about this thing, that you can start investing now, buying like pre-cons or what have you, and then by the time that a payoff set like Bloomburrow comes up, you're already 90% of the way there in terms of the cards that you need to go and make this like Lord or base the entire strategy around any given creature type. I think that's a really, really cool way to not only pay off people who have been playing for a short while, not super long, but then also if you're a new player who comes into Bloomburrow, you're like, I need more rats. You don't have to go too deep to find them.
Yeah.
So I think like that strategy of kind of like, obviously it's not accidental. It's clearly intended. But I think that strategy of like kind of sowing those seeds for those creature types and those kind of archetypes is really, really good. I think it's probably like one of the stronger things of recent Magic the Gathering design.
I've been noticing it a lot. Not even, like you say, it's not even just typal. Like a lot of decks I've built, because I've been buying cards for that every set that's come out, and every time I've built a deck, there's been a card from Murders, there's been a card from Outlaws, there's been a couple of cards from Obi-Wan or Might of the Machines and stuff like that. So yeah, there have been. It feels like there's, we're getting things in Bloomburrow that are going to be really good in a Commander deck that comes out in March or April next year.
Yeah,
and we're looking at them now, and we're like, well, where the hell's that go? But then sometime next year there'll be a deck, and you'll be like, oh, cool, it goes in that.
I would say it's really interesting that it's like usually one or two designs, and it's not like mechanics.
Yeah. Right.
Like when was the last time you saw someone play a backup card? Doesn't happen. These strategies are built around, and it's all value, right? And typically the best value cards aren't baked into a set core mechanic theme. Not always, sometimes, but so I think that's been really interesting seeing, and I think it's also from a investment, not a financial kinda, but more like as someone who buys a fair bit of product and buys effectively most precons, being able to be like, oh, if I jam like these free precons together, that is like, it's no longer a 7, it's like an 8 or a 9.
Yeah.
So that's been really cool as well.
Yeah. It's been nice. But yeah, so probably finish that off next month. Have it ready for Command Fest. So yeah, be fun. Really excited to try it.
I need to work out what I'm taking to Command Fest.
Same. I've got another deck that I want to finish for it as well. So I'm like,
I'm not taking as much as I did to Amsterdam. Well, also because the ticket I bought gives me event tickets, and I probably will use them this time and not do the weird thing where I'm like, what price prize tickets, please? I will probably like Adam the Gathering's got his event. I probably want to take part and support him there. So yeah, I will. I need to like work out like how many I'm taking. I say this, it will probably be 15 again, and I'll be like, I didn't play any of these. I might take Windgrace and Miram though, because I don't mind traveling to London with that much money. Actually, do I?
How are you traveling? Let's not talk about this on air. We are
suddenly mugged.
We're at the same hotel though, so we'll get some lobby games.
Yeah. It's more like there were. I think I played every deck.
Yeah.
At Amsterdam. Mainly because I had to lend decks to Kerri's partner because they didn't have any decks because they lost their luggage. So I eventually played all of them, but I think there were decks that I wanted to play multiple times because I think it was right for that moment. And I think what I need to look at is rather than archetypal colors and being like, what are the kind of, having a good spread there? It's actually like, do I want a super fast deck? Do I want a deck? Do I want Rocco Group Hug? Do I want like these ones that what is right for the moment more, and having a good spread in terms of what is applicable there? I think is definitely because there's so many decks I have that are just like mid-rangey dude like value-based decks, and it's like they all kind of share the same space. So yeah, that's probably the biggest change I need to apply to what decks I take to an event.
Yeah, I'm doing that rather than just take a week one, a pre-con level, a 7, a strong deck. I'm going to take, like you said, a fast deck, just a random goofy deck, a deck that I love, something like that.
For sure. in terms of my upkeep, I haven't done too much. Admin has been the main thing, so I have not done any card admin since prior to... Actually, I think from MagicCon was the last time I did card admin.
Oh, you're ahead of me then.
Oh, am I? Oh, okay. I don't feel too bad then.
I walked out of Command Fest with a handful of like, they were doing the pack wars.
Yeah.
Behind there, they just left a load of stuff on the windowsill. At the end of it, there was no. We were the last people there, so I was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll take it." I was cradling it like a child, and I just threw it in the boot of my car. And
is it still in your car?
No, it's in a box. It's sorted by color. I went through. I took out all the good cards because there was like 4 slimes. There was a couple of lava spur boots. There was some good stuff in there.
Okay.
But yeah, that's not sorted. There's a bunch of murder stuff that I got there that's not sorted. There's a lot.
Yeah.
Anything since then hasn't been sorted.
Yeah, so I've got everything from Amsterdam, which was a lot. I came back with a lot more than I thought I would for someone who didn't really buy any packs at Amsterdam. It's just people shoving cards in your face. And then all my Horizon 3 stuff, all my Assassin stuff, and then the small bits of Bloom Borrowed I did pick up. So I'm just going through that now. I'd buy more folders because I ran out of folders. What I need to do, though, is go through everything that I have. And, like, because all my folders are just my rares and my mythics.
Yeah.
But
I was doing that for a while. But
yeah. I need to go through and be like, this is just bulk.
Yeah.
And then put it in a bulk box. And then what I need to do is arrange all of these bundle boxes by set. So this is why we need 1,000 followers on TikTok so I can start doing this. Do
they contain cards from the set or your bundles? Or is that the plan that you want?
They contain cards from the set and other cards. Yes.
Okay.
Because normally what I do is I'll open a bundle, throw the cards in it, fold the rares, and then as I'm doing card admin, I'll be like, oh, here's just a pile of bulk. Yeah. I'll just find a random box to throw it in. So what I need to do is like label it as like, this is my Caverns of Ixalan box.
Yeah.
And then everything in there is from that. But yeah, it's a nightmare. That's like stage, that's like top like organizational stuff. But yeah, I need to go through all this. So I've got like, I'm pushing 15, 20 folders of rares. I mean, like most of them like are full. Multicolored is a mess because it is just, if it is gold, it is in this folder. So there's no organization to it at all.
That's probably going to be the worst for bulk because there's so many gold cards that are just just worth nothing.
Yeah, and then I've got like, I started pulling out like staples, like uncommon staples.
Yeah.
And then I just got into the point where I was like, this is a staple, this isn't a staple, and it just got really messy. So I need to like start that again. But these boxes I've got like, there's like, I'm not joking, there's probably like 30 to 40 soul rings just like hanging out over here that I need to like pull out.
I have a bundle box that is my good deck stuff. So when it's like soul rings, signets, things like that. I still buy them when I buy a new deck, and then I'm like, I've got a dozen arcane signets in that box.
Mine's precons, right? So I'll buy most sets. I'll buy all the precons, Modern Horizons and Bloom Borrowed. But that's typically like 4. That's like 4 soul rings and 4 arcane signets a set, and I'm usually building maybe 1 deck per set. Sometimes 2. So like they're just getting thrown in there. So
that's something I need to do. I've got so many precons sat back there that I've got like 3 cards that I've taken out and then they're just dead. So I need to strip them because, like you said, there's soul rings, there's signets, there's
just so much in there. So I need to do that. So that's the big push for 1,000 TikTok followers, because then it means I'll actually do my admin properly and not just folder everything away and it'd be like, why have I folded a 10p rare from Outlaws when there is a offer you can't refuse sitting in a box somewhere that I don't know where it is, and that's like a $6 card now.
My bulk rares box is, I dread to think what I've got in there. Even worse, I've got bundles that are just, if it's a color and it's got nowhere else to go, I just jam it in there. So there's a black one, there's a blue one.
Oh right, yeah.
Everything else is like doubled up.
No, this is just, I have like a loose idea of stuff. Like what I'll do is I'll be going through it and be like, oh, this is the box where these cards are, because I know that I've gone through them so many times. I'll be like, okay, I'm about to hit a bulk of like Infinity or something, and then I can flip from that way. That's terrible. That's not a good way to organize. So I need to like get on that. And I think also there's an opportunity there to just get rid of a bunch of like draft chaff. I know I did like ages ago. I think when I started playing again, I don't know if I regret it or not. I probably do. But it's one of those things where I'll just never know. But it was just common. It was just commons and uncommons that were bad. But who knows?
Well, that circles back to what we were saying. In 6 months' time, all these commons from Boomba are going to be like cracked as hell in those decks.
Yeah, that's the thing. You do never know. I mean, I normally have a good radar for it, right? If it's 1 to 2 mana and it does a thing, it's typically worth keeping. If it says 1 mana, it has word draw a card on it, probably worth keeping. So that's Admin Hell. Played a game on Friday with Kristen, Connor, Bale Ferret, and Anil, Chrono Magistrate. What a pod
right there.
It was a fun pod. I played Volo, a Guide to Monsters. Haven't played it in a little while. I probably put too much emphasis on Volo having to be removed. Because I was like, everyone was talking about their decks, and everyone was like, well, it's kind of like, the 1-2 key cards that we should be on the lookout for. And I was like, well, Volo, because Volo makes everything cracked. Because now I have 2 of them. And I think at one point I was paying I was definitely paying 12 mana for Volo. Because it was just getting wrecked. Yeah. In fairness, I at one point played it into just Anugin that was on board, thinking it's fine. And then Connor was like, "Bolt your Volo." And I was like, "Yeah, I deserve that." But yeah, it like that game was fun. Everyone kind of did like little crazy pop-offs. I got to see double Kristen's Teferi's Protection. Nice. So I was just like, Chris was like, I'm out, and I was like, I follow you.
C double was such a good card.
C double was sick. That was like the first time. I think that's like the first time I played it like properly.
Yeah.
And then I got to Volo into Defiler Vigor. So I had 2 of them. And then got to on a big swing Druid's Deliverance, so Fog, a horrible combat step, make another one, and then walked into just a Wrath, and I was like, cool, all of that. It's just cool. So yeah, it's fun. That deck, I think, is really, really heavy on the ramp right now. Yeah. I think I need to swap out some ramp for draw. It's a bit like, it's very much like I need gas from the top at all times. I think there's probably a job to be done. I think what I'm going to do for Common One Fest is kind of pick the 10 decks that I take, and then really look at like what is the kind of draw ramp package looking like. Because I think actually nowadays draw is more important than ramp.
So many decks I've been through lately, I've taken out a bunch of ramp. Like I don't think I've run Cultivating. Maybe a couple of decks I run Cultivating now where they're like land based, or they're like they need more ramp.
Triple, yeah.
But I've got so many. I love the there was a promo Cultivate, like when you take a friend to an F&M. It's so pretty, and now I don't run it anymore, and I've got like 20 of them. It's just like,
I'll run Cultivating Kadama's Reach in like triple color decks, just because it like eases you out, because you already have the green, and then it kind of means you should be pretty good. But yeah, it's just it's like if that deck was drawing more that game, it'd been so much more powerful. I think I drew a couple cards. I think it was like some decent turns, but I think it definitely needs to be upped in terms of a Simic deck. it's definitely leaning more on the ramp side than the draw side.
Yeah.
And then also like way more board wipes. Like I upped most of my decks to like 3 or 4. I actually think I need to go to 4 or 5. Here's my thoughts. Everyone knows about Ward being an issue. All of these pre-cons lately are go wide.
Oh yeah.
There's too many. Most like Bloomburrow had like 3 of them. Squirrels, bunnies, birds, all go wide.
Yeah.
Offspring, targeted removal, not useful. Because you're dealing with half the problem, not all of the problem. So I think with the increase of Ward, which everyone knows about anyway, I'm not sure how popular Offspring mechanics will be, but the Offspring cards that are good right now are only going to stay good. Right? Your Vine Lashers and the Lizard that pings. People are going to be playing those. Excuse me. So I do think more rats are probably going to be needed.
What are you running in Simic though for that?
It's usually bounce, like mass bounce.
Yeah.
Which is good for the Offsprings as well. So like
I was doing a quick search for Simic board wipes and I've just found one that I've never seen and I love. If you'll let me
go for it.
It's
Tell me.
Knowledge Exploitation. You ever heard of it?
Probably. Once you read it, what set's it from?
Morning Tide.
No, I've definitely never heard.
It's 5 blue, but it's got Prowl for 3 in a blue, which is if you hit with a rogue. So that's
yeah.
It's very expensive, 7 mana. But you search target opponent's library for an instant or sorcery, and then you can cast it without paying its mana cost.
That's a raff. It's pretty good.
I need to get one of them.
Yeah. I should probably be playing that in Una. Yeah, it's mainly like mass bounce. Or Azuri's predation. Yeah. Make a bunch of 4/4s, and because like 4/4 fighting things is killing most of the board these days.
Yep, that's true.
So yeah, I need to. What?
Playing that against a token deck must be.
Oh yeah, it's disgusting. Like you're like, everyone's like, here's a bunch of bunnies. I'm like, 4/4 beasts, and then you just smack them in the face.
And if you've got like Garrux out, everything's got trample. Oof.
Yeah. So I need to revisit that across a lot of the decks, and just make. I'm also a big fan at the moment of playing way more conditional board wipes that might not get everything, but get most of the stuff. And leaves me with as much as possible. So like your Winds of Wrath and all that kind of that ruinous blast one, whatever it's called. Like anything that's like, I'm playing like an enchantment deck. My enchanted creatures live, everything else dies. Oh, you have like 1 or 2, it's fine. But
that new one in the Squirrels deck, the Squirrel Wrath is great.
Yeah,
it just kills everything but squirrel. I think it's squirrels, bats, rats, and the other one that Black has in Bloomburrow. Really cool.
I don't know, bats, rats, and squirrels.
Yeah, that might just be it. No, there is another one because there's 4.
Is it 4?
Anyway.
I thought it was 3. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because there's the colour pairs, isn't there? Each colour pair's got. Yeah, great.
So yeah, I think, and I always think that's more interesting than just like I've played the 4 like the 4th Wrath of God this game.
Yeah.
Because that was an issue we had, which was Connor had. I think Connor was the only person doing the board wipes, or he was at least out of the 4 board wipes, he had cast 3 of them, right? And he was like, he literally went, I have the 4th board wipe in hand, and I don't want to do it because I want this game to end. And I was like, okay, cool. And I was like, yeah, that checks out. Because he's playing mono white Super Friends, so all he's playing is
Planeswalkers
or Orzhov Super Friends. So, yeah, so all he's playing is Planeswalkers. So it's just Planeswalkers and then board wipes. So you can control the board and then tick things up or down. And then I played a quick game yesterday with Stacey and a friend. I was playing Una, which needs massive retooling. Jesus Christ, that deck is not great, and that's on me. It's Rogue Fairy Typal.
Yeah.
It just doesn't do enough. I think I need to make it meaner. I think it needs to be way. I think it's too cute, and I think it needs to come down in cute rogue creatures, way up in like village rights effects of like sacking and drawing cards and just finding gas. Because Jesus Christ, I was just like, I think all I did that game was cast Una, activated Una twice.
Yeah.
And that was it.
I ran Una in my Alayla deck for a while, and I just didn't find it worth it.
So the thing is, it has to say Una because that's the cards that Adam gave to me.
I know.
It's an Una deck. It's just trying to make it as like more functional as possible. Meanwhile, Stacey was
I saw this. I saw this on Instagram.
Meanwhile, Stacey was like, I would play Gired. And I was like, okay, she loves play Gired. So I was like, you can play Gired. She's like, okay, fine. She cast a natural crushing foothills. The suspend make two rhinos. Just naturally got there. It's like suspend 1 mana, 1 green, suspend 4, create
Suspend
2.
4.
Yeah. She had the Kiki saga out and flipped. Gired was out and attacked like 3 times. Wow. She hit the new Rhino from Outlaws, the one where like if a creature comes in, it like doubles its power. Yeah. So she played that, and I was like, you got a really good line there. And she was like, oh, and she went Kiki Jiki, target this. I was like, yeah. And then she was like, Swang with Gired went, oh, I can populate this. I went, yeah. And then like. So I died I think I died on 2 attacks. Nice. Because there was just and she had in Garrick's Wake out as well. So every time she was populating and making rhinos, she was just drawing like so much gas. And Idol the Oblivion, like they were drawing like an extra 3 to 4 cards a turn. And she was like, I'm going to discard these. And then she sat there with a Boris Charm and Heroic Intervention, and the Starlight Crescendo, the Infinity that make guys give them indestructible.
Yeah.
So I was just like, we're dead. There's nothing we can do at all.
I figured that was the case because I saw a photo that said, I love playing Rhino.
It was turn 2 Gala Greeters.
Oh,
that Gala Greeters was a 7/7. Because they were hitting all 3 at every turn, just like make attack treasure, gain 2 life, make this huge. And I was just like, I'm literally like exile 4 cards, please be green. I need fairies to block this. And it's like in Garrick's Wake, I'm like, I'm just so dead. Like there's nothing I can do.
What was the other deck at the table?
It was a Balin, the new token.
Oh yeah.
And it was just slow. They got like land screwed. They tried to get there. But they were like proxied. I didn't know they were proxied. So they had like Docksides and like Tigers and like dual lands. So I'm just sitting there like, cast a Nuna on turn 4. Hope I get there. Like, so yeah, it was the pod. I would say the pod was probably mismanaged in deck levels.
Yeah.
Slightly mismatched in terms of like deck prowess in terms of who can play them. But then like. I drew nothing. The other deck drew nothing, and Stacey just drew gas constantly. Like there was nothing we could do. But I was really proud of just like they saw lines that because they played that deck now a couple of times. They've seen lines that are like, okay, cool. I have to do this. I do need to take out. And I keep forgetting I need to take out. I put in a Life Finds Away in that. I didn't read that card. It says when a non-token creature with 4 or more power enters populate. There's like 3 cards that are triggering it. So that needs to come out. Really, really cool card though.
Yeah,
I
haven't seen many of the Jurassic World stuff.
I think that goes in Volo, and I think it might be okay in Volo.
Yeah.
The Jurassic World stuff's cool. I potentially want to make the surprise, the John's dinosaur. What's it called?
The
Mega something.
Indoraptor.
Yeah, it looks kind of sick.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. I've got a couple of them. Have you got it?
I've got one in foil, I think, somewhere.
The only one I got two of them. I got two Indominus Rexes. I got a Cresting Mosaurus, which I don't know where that's ever going to go because it's blue and it cares about dinosaurs.
Yeah.
I got a Spitting Dilophosaurus.
Yeah.
That's in Skeleton Ship though, and it does absolute bits. Yeah. Look, there are still some cards. Oh, and the Sweeping Pterodon in Satya does so much work.
I got the Hunting Velociraptor, which is the money one. But yeah, I've got a foil Indoraptor that I might make because it seems kind of sick. But I've already
hands on a Compy Swarm.
But yeah, I need to work out what I'm doing with all that. And that is it in terms of upkeep. That's a long ass upkeep. I'm sorry, we had lots to talk about. Right, I will. Oh, quickly, yeah. Actually, I forgot. Not moving from upkeep yet. I'm sorry, holding priority.
Going back to upkeep.
Take your backsies. I need
hot take.
Yeah, hot take. Let take your backsies work. Screen. Entire screen. This screen. I added 4 new Sharpie cards to the cube, which you can tech on the Twitter thread that we have going. I'm not going to show all of them. Some of them I'm trying to work. I'm getting to that stage already where I'm like, I need functionally boring cards. So I need cards that work. So like Intrepid Stable Master right now is it going to show it? Yeah, it's just like a card. It's like a 1 mana rock again. Like I just need stuff that kind of like fills out these blocks. So that's in there. The one I did like, which was real fun, was Honor Troll. So if you saw this. So Honor Troll is now 1 green for a 2/3 troll druid, has vigilance. And if you would gain life, you gain that much life plus 25 more life.
Does it need to be 1 green?
Probably not, to be fair.
It's a 2/3.
It's a 2/3 for 1 with vigilance. But yeah, what I want to do though is I need to manage the life gain in this cube to make sure this is not the best card that we have. So yeah, that should be fun.
It's been really nice seeing how the community's taken this and run with it. Like, yeah,
I'm legit seeing legitimately interesting designs. I think is really, really cool. So yeah, that's more. I'll probably do some more this week. I'll update the thread with ones that are interesting / all of them. It's been a fun little exercise for sure. Secret Lair alert.
Let's go. Moving from upkeep. We're in the news now.
We're in the news,
people. Let's go.
Magic the Gathering is celebrating its 50 years of D&D with new Secret Lair drops. 5 Secret Lair drops inspired by this tabletop RPG go on sale August 27th. This is going to be an expensive month.
Oh, yes. Wait, when do they go on sale?
August 27th.
August 27th, okay.
So 2 weeks-ish from today?
Yeah.
Oh, we're recording on Wednesday again, so 2 weeks from to 2 Tuesdays. So the big issue, not big issue, the kind of broad take from this is normal kind of Secret Lair prices, $29.99 for non-foils, foils for $39.99. 5 individual drops, an Exhibition of Adventure, which we'll get to in a second, Astarian's First, which we'll get to in a second, Karlach's Rage. Death is in the Eyes of the Beholder 1, and Death is in the Eyes of the Beholder 2. It's a bit of a weird one.
Yeah.
This is a really nice way of them reprinting Baldur's Gate cards.
Mm-hmm.
However, it's going to be an absolute bloodbath getting these.
Yep.
So I've never had issues with traditional Secret Lairs ever. Been buying them since every dog has its day, like the National Dog Day ones with the Lightning Greaves and the Ancient Grudge and all that kind of stuff. Never had an issue getting them. I think the only time I was sweating was the Cats and Dogs Commander deck, because that was the one that had quite a lot of hype around it, and I was like, okay, it's going to be an issue. And that was when they switched. That was the first time they switched from print on demand to drop, so again, like old school drops again.
Yeah, I remember that being the first one people were.
Yeah, that was fucking nightmare. But I typically put a reminder on my phone, and I'm ready to go at 5 o'clock on the dot, and then try and get this. I've not had issues yet. Touch wood, we'll not have issues with this one. The problem with this is, like, I think because, and we'll get into Asterion now, because these are such fandom bait cards, and the Baldur's Gate free community will buy these regardless of if they play Magic the Gathering or not, which is totally fine. I think these are going to be crazy hard to get. So we will see. I also think, because they allocate, I think the other issue I have with the reason why I don't typically have issues buying these is because I buy bundles, which I think they set bundles aside.
Yeah.
I think like each SKU has like a set amount. So I'm not buying like just one or two. I'm buying, I'm buying usually all of them. So that might be why I typically don't have issues. But that's a very, very expensive way of doing it. Don't do it. I'm an idiot. I'm
thinking about doing it for this one, I'll be honest, but
I probably would for this. I think that the cards themselves are going to be good, and I think that the value in them is going to be decent. So,
we'll get into it. Cool.
Okay. So, as of recording, 3 of the Secret Lairs have been fully revealed. So the
one was revealed minutes before we started.
Yeah, which is really helpful. So Asterion, the Decadent, is getting a reprint, full art reprint, which is really, really nice. It's the 6 mana 4/4 with Death Touch lifelink, and at the beginning of your end step, choose one: Exquisite Blood or Sangren Bond. And then they are reprinting Exquisite Blood and Sangren Bond in one drop, which is wild.
Yep.
They're just giving you the combo, which is kind of cool. So they both have full art as well of Asterion chomping on men, Anguish on making, it's cute, and a Mortify.
It's just a solid Orzhov
I think
starter kit, isn't it?
Yeah,
really?
I think like these are good for people who are looking to build like an Asterion like commander deck, because it's giving you the tools that you need. I would not be shocked if Astarion's First, which is the signature spell that he had in Baldur's Gate 3, is not the secret card, which makes total sense. But yeah, it's giving you pretty decent stuff here, so that's all good.
I was going to say this is the one that I'm the least interested in because I don't like the Sangren Bond Exquisite Blood combo. I think it's a bit cheap and I don't need it again. So if I'm getting this, it would just be to hold on to it.
I think it's cool for casual fans who are wanting to play a fully flavored vampire deck. Because I think it's also kind of neat that they're both on 5, and then Asterion himself is in the command zone on 6. And so so if you can get in 1 point of damage, it just gives it to you, which I think is fine. I think for a casual deck to have a win con on 6, and it's so signposted. That's the other thing, right? If someone plays Exquisite Blood or Sangren Bond, and then they play Asterion or the other part of that, like if you're not holding up removal or a way to deal with that, probably on you. So that's that. No other kind of news that is interesting there. And then this is probably the one I'm least excited about, which is
This is the one I'm most excited about.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I love this.
So this is the Exhibition of Adventure. What they're doing here is they're using iconic D&D artwork as reskins for 7 kind of cards. I will say the cards they've picked, apart from Fell the Mighty, are all pretty useful across multiple formats.
Also, each card is from an edition of D&D.
Yes,
so it goes
yeah.
First edition, second edition, which is quite cool.
That is cool. So D&D Supplement 1 is Fell the Mighty. Advanced D&D Player's Handbook from 1978 is Faithless Looting. It's good Faithless Looting art as well. Kind of fits, makes total sense. Gold Band Dragon for the 1983 Red Box art. Iconic.
Play the kaching.mp3.
Yeah. This is your money. It's cool art as well.
That's really cool.
Love to see. Reality Shift is the DM guide, second edition from 1989. Really nice art. This feels like it should have been is Reality Shift the right pick for this? I don't know. But I do love a Reality Shift. And that's actually got up there in price, right? So I remember I had the Fate Reforged, the Ugin's Fate boosters. I had a bunch of the Ugin's Fate version of these, and they would go for crazy money. It's ridiculous. I also had an Ugin's Fate Ugin that I sold when I stopped playing Magic, and I regret. Do I regret the amount of money I made then? Maybe. Do I regret the amount of money it would be now? Absolutely. Monster Manual is your 3rd edition Monster Manual from 2000.
That's cute.
Probably the one of the weaker cards here. Yeah, interesting.
They had to do that though. They had to do it.
Annoyingly, I think I have to put this in Volo for flavor. Oh no, it just doesn't work with Volo. No, the adventure bit's nice for Volo because it's dig, but the actual ability. Actually, wait.
Yeah, Volo's cast, right?
It's Volo's cast. Yeah, Volo is cast. So no, not interested in Volo. Which is really weird because Volo wrote the
Monster Manual.
Yeah, weird. DM Guide from 4th edition 2008 is a Ponder, which is good, nice. Need more Ponders.
Nice art from a terrible edition of D&D.
Yeah. And then Ace Rarak, the Archlynch, is the DM Guide for 5th edition from 2014.
I think that's pretty spenny as well. That's probably
I actually think that's up there, yeah, because it's a combo enabler, right?
Yeah. It's not that expensive, but yeah.
I mean, it's $5.
Yeah, but it's not as chingy as the Gold Span, but yeah, it's a good card. I think all round. I mean, even Fell the Mighty's pretty good with all these token decks that are running around at the moment. It's I think it's a solid.
The D&D ampersand hollow version of Ace Rarak is like $45. That might be a pickup.
The ampersands were really difficult to get though.
Yeah, it's a nice full art version of Ace Rarak for you. I don't know what the secret version, the secret card would be for this. There's 7 cards. I don't know if they will do one.
Probably not, because that covers all the editions.
Yeah. So there's that.
And if all of these are the same price as well.
Yeah, they don't typically like giving a secret card when they do more than 5. They don't like that. No, I will not subscribe to you. Right. So
I love this one.
Yeah.
This is probably one of my favorite Secret Lairs in the last, for a while.
So the Death is in the Eye of the Beholder Part 1 has been revealed with 6 cards in this.
So I just want to jump in with some D&D lore. All of these cards are named after abilities of a Beholder's Eye. So every Eye of a Beholder has got a different power.
Sure. That's cool. Yeah. That's it. There's a reprint of Xanathar, Guild Kingpin, with cool psychedelic art. Is it the same artist throughout? It's not, is it? No.
No, he's doing his like rave lights for his party.
Bribery has been reskinned into Beholder's Charm Ray.
Love this.
Cool art, really nice art.
Yeah.
Stifle has been reskinned into Beholder's Sleep Ray. I don't think enough people play Stifle in Commander. I think more people should probably play Stifle in Commander.
Yeah.
Mean, but probably should do it. Delay has been reskinned to Beholder's Slowing Ray.
Love this
nice
art. Really like this. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Is that clay? Like,
yeah.
It looks real. It looks like a model, but like it's been enhanced. Or is it enhanced? Is that actually just blue clay coming out of it?
I don't know. It's really cool.
Pretty card.
And then Blood Money has been reskinned to Beholder's Petrification Ray.
I didn't see this coming.
No, Blood Money is a weird one because they've reprinted it recently. I think it's like they've definitely got this like strategy at the moment, which is keep certain mythics or rares that are like, say, Baldur's Gate, or you've had it like in weird sets where they can't really print them kind of all the time, and then suddenly like the seal comes off and they just show up all the time. Yeah, and I think Blood Money is getting there. It was in Ixalan.
It was in
Commander. Yeah, so it recently had a reprint, and it dropped the price because it was pushing like, if I recall, it was pushing like 10, 15.
I spent a lot on my one for
Puke. Yeah. Now it's pushing. Well, I mean, the Baldur's Gate version is now less than $1. So it's dipped quite a bit. And then Drown in the Lock has been reskinned to Beholder's Fear Ray. They fucking love this card.
I love Drown in the Lock.
Oh yeah, Drown in the Lock's sick. They reprint it a lot.
They love reprinting it.
Yeah.
Cool card.
It is a really, really cool card. Cool art as well. So yeah, that's the state of the D&D 50th Anniversary Secret Lairs as of now. I'm sure they've basically been revealing one like a day every day, right?
Yeah, so
or every other day.
We've got a Karlak one that will be in a similar vein to the Astarion one, which is probably also going to be pretty good.
Karlak is money as well. Yeah,
I don't know what they'll put in that. I'd like it's going to be mono red, I assume. Maybe Rakdos.
Karlak tracks as Rakdos.
Yeah.
So there might be kind of like I would assume it will be reskins of extra turn spells or extra combat steps. So like
or double strike, maybe the enchantment that does double strike, perhaps.
Yeah, or just like the unrelenting assault types of the world. Maybe an anger. Anger doesn't really check out, but maybe or something like something. We will see.
And then there's also the second part of this Beholder one, which I'm calling it now. It's going to be Karazakar. And maybe 5 more Beholder spells. I
don't know.
Or it might be just completely unrelated. Actually, Beholder's got 10 magical stems. So there you go. I've just Googled it. So yeah, I expect there'll be more Beholders X rename spells. So that'll be fun.
That is cool. I think it's a nice way of doing an anniversary drop like this. I think it's and in fact they're doing 5, right? So it's like 1 for each decade, which is kind of cool as well. So that has been revealed for August 27th. And if you're like, oh wow, that sounds really expensive, hold on to your butts. We are talking now Mystery Booster 2.
I'm so excited for this shit, but God, is it going to be expensive?
Yeah. So this was revealed at Gen Con.
Yeah.
They are doing a sequel to the original Mystery Booster.
And this is a hell of a sequel. God, I was looking down the list of cards and it was just gas. Just all of it.
It's wild.
Mystery Booster kind of sucks to open because you get a lot of crap, but
I think Mystery Booster is my favorite product to open.
It's fun. But you've got to open a lot of it to get good stuff. This seems like it's going to be every pack is just full of great stuff.
So Mystery Booster was a really, really cool product, but that came out during a really, really unfortunate time. So it was made for events. It's basically like Cube on steroids, right? Like it's what if a Cube had 1,000 cards and we were able to booster up and you know, you can just draft, and then it's crazy. And it's really good chaos draft fodder as well. Great for sealed. And the spread of cards is really good.
I did a two-headed giant at Command First, and it was just the decks we were going up against were just the most batshit things I've ever seen in my life. It was great.
So they are bringing it back for this year and going on. Basically reworked Mystery Booster 1 with more playtest cards, more reprint, and a thing that I am still not sure about how I feel, which is different framework and art treatment for existing cards.
Is it all the cards from Mystery Booster 1 as well?
I'm not sure if it is.
Or is it just white borders and the other border? And
no, there are normal printed cards in it. So, but it's like there are a set amount of white bordered cards, and other treatments.
Maybe it's not as wild as I thought it was. I did a Scryfall search for Mystery Booster 2, and I was looking down. It just showed the white borders and the.
I think it's because I think Scryfall hasn't got the proper image files for the full list. The full list is out. You can see the full list on this webpage. So they are making white bordered treatment cards, your standard playtest cards, which were in Mystery Booster 1, and the Future Sight frame is coming back for select cards as well. The way this will work in terms of distribution is Mystery Booster 2 will be available at events, so it's like an event set, or you can buy it in select festival winner boxes. So they're bringing festival winner box back, which I think is good, which was each MagicCon has a corresponding festival winner box, which will have a bunch of kind of exclusive stuff from either that MagicCon or previous MagicCons, and then usually a box of Mystery Booster, which I think is the right way to do it. It allows people to play it and get their hands on it without necessarily attending an event. There was some chatter, let's say, about this not being available at retail, and it kind of like, it wasn't like massive call to arms, but you could kind of see like people like chatting, and it was kind of getting, you know, the pot was being stirred from here, there, and otherwise. And then I think they did a really, really good job in this as someone who works in PR. So Mark Rosewater came out and went, the reason this exists is because the events team funded it. Like, the events team funded it so people would come to events to play it. It's not retail, because the product team didn't fund it. And then to twist the knife, which I thought was as a connoisseur of passive aggression, when you guys wanted less sets, right? You guys keep telling me you guys keep saying you want less product and less announcements, and now you want more. Like,
I mean, they did come out and do a full like normal style announcement for this, which was a bit.
Yes, I think there's ways to handle this. I think, to be honest though, it's like the problem is when one of your spokesperson in Gavin, because he's a spokesperson for this game and the format that we play and the kind of events, I think is like one of Gavin's kind of big things, right? Because he loves them. Of course, he's gonna make a big deal about this. This is his baby, like, and he's going to be like, hey, I put a lot of time and effort into this, and there's loads of cool stuff in it. And the point of this this product is for you to open it at a MagicCon or a Command Fest or any event and be like, I opened a White Border X, and that is a keepsake for that event. I opened a Future Sight X, and now that is a memento for that event. I don't think it was never made with the purpose of, let's get a bunch of chase cards into the secondary market. It was made for like people going to MagicCon events and going to big community events and having like memories from it. I think that's like, honestly, I think that's entirely good intentions. And I think people being like, Wizards are greedy, or Wizards are holding this back, or Wizards won't let me do X, Y, Z. I think like that stuff is, we need to like let that go. Like, and you know, the head of Magic Design coming out and being like, we were never going to put this in stores because we didn't fund it. Mm-hmm. Like, I think it's it's a totally reasonable response. I think that you guys didn't want extra sets, stabby, twist is a bit much. Valid, very funny, good banner. But yeah, like it wouldn't exist outside of events. Is basically what they're saying. So Festival in a Box for MagicCon Vegas, which I'm not going to, which is sad. I keep looking at flights to Vegas. Like, I'm tricking myself. I'm like, we could fly to Vegas. Will be a box of Mystery Booster 2, a Secret Lair. They put here exclusive Secret Lair drop.
It will be available at Vegas.
It's available at Vegas, but also aren't all Secret Lairs technically exclusive because they're all within a certain window of opportunity to buy? Yeah. So it's a Secret Lair drop. 3 collect booster packs. Sure. I do like how they picked probably the 3 least impressive collect boosters in terms of Wild Child Drain, Commander Masters, and Lost Caverns, but what have you. And then the thing that I'm pissed about, Tom, which we'll get to in a minute.
Oh, yeah.
It's this promo pack of pre-existing MagicCon promos.
Including our boy.
Including our little
and his foil. Boy. It's a foil version of him.
That's fuck. Okay, I didn't know that. So, Festival in a Box, Las Vegas 2024 is a limited quantity product that is available while supplies last and limited to 3 units per order. Festival in a Box is priced at $250 and includes the following. Like
it's going to be 250 quid, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted one so bad.
They'll do a straight conversion for sure. Mystery Booster 2 display box, 24 boosters per display box. The 3 collector boosters that I mentioned. 1 Little Legends foil edition Secret Lair drop. So foil Reyna, foil Ovar, foil Drana, Liviana, and Armmath. Hilariously, I think the only one there that's like decent is Armmath. And they just made a freaking Texas version of him anyway. And then MagicCon, it's non-foil. Oh,
non-foil. Okay.
Non-foil promo pack.
Oh, God.
The Ponder.
I'm panicking then.
The Ponder, Swords to Plowshares, Convention Marrow playtest card, and Planes. If you were at the MagicCon where the promo was the fucking Marrow playtest card, I'm really sorry. You got fucking rinsed. We got the.
I love that Ponder.
We got our sick little man.
He's the best. That's the best promo ever.
And you got a fucking playtest card. You can't even use it. The Little Walkers. Was it say Little Walkers? Little Legends. Little Legends. This art style does absolutely nothing for me. But
I quite like the Drana. I think the Drana's quite cute. The rest are a bit...
The Drana's okay. Yeah, the rest of them are like whatever. Omnath, like Chibi Omnath just looks like Omnath. No difference. And then the Ponder, which I think was from Chicago. Swords to Plowshares, which is from Amsterdam. Convention Marrow, which I don't know where it's from, and I'm sorry if you got that. And then,
I'm happy for you. I'm sorry if you got
that. Sorry. And then the full art planes from.
That's quite nice.
It is nice, but like I'm not. It's one planes, like okay. And then what's inside of Mystery? So it's time for Booster Fun. but Mystery Booster 2 fun. There are over 1,800 cards in this set.
There we go.
Which is
I could have just read this page and I would have been as excited.
You would have got all of this. So there are 10 commons or uncommons, 2 cards of each color. So they're actually trying to balance out like your draft stuff or your seal, which is quite nice. 1 multicolor artifact common, 1 rare or mythic rare, 1 future sight, one future sight frame card, 1 whiteboarders card, and 1 playtest card. So they are bringing future sight back, which is nice.
I love these. I love future sight border.
Yeah, I think this is cool. I'd be interested to see what like money cards have it. I'm sure there's a list below. I haven't really looked at it all yet.
There's some really good stuff in it. I
think putting it on like staples is fine. But I'll get into my thoughts in a minute. Well, there's Facet Oracle, so there you go. That's your money. And then they're also using like Magic Online or Arena versions or the Vanguard artwork. On some of these. So this Urza does look sick. The Vanguard Urza has always looked cool, and it was a shame it was never on a card. So that's really, really nice. And then 15 of these cards are only found in foil. One of them is foil,
of course.
It's very funny. Very good. Putting Dragon's Approach in a future sight frame and making it foil only is a sick crime. Because you need 30 of those.
That Gix is incredible. Love that.
Yeah, the Gix is cool. The Squeeze cool. Like all of the Vanguard art is just so nice. So these are going to be foil only. Arcane Signet, okay.
Sancho's in there.
Yeah. It's really cool. Really nice. Playtest, fine, whatever. Good for draft.
Yeah. There's some fun stuff in there.
There's fun stuff. We don't get into it too much. They're bringing 3 cards basically out of digital into Eternal legal cards. So Velican Dragon, I think, was MTGO. I'm not totally sure.
I think all these are.
So Mardu, Outrider, and Goblin Gang Leader previously appeared in Arena Beginner set. And Velican Dragon has existed in the Magic database for over 20 years. It might have been in the Dreamcast game.
Wasn't that an angel?
I think there was a dragon as well, but I'm not sure. You will have to fact check me.
Yes, you are right. Sega Dreamcast cards. There you go.
Yeah. And then they are bringing some alchemy. They're bringing alchemy cards to paper, but putting acorns on them. They're combining the 2 things I hate. Just out of anger. Give me the crosshair treatment. Bringing the Toraf's Disciple. Yeah. An Oracle of the Alpha. These have acorns, so these will be playable in your Mystery Booster draft, but not in any other format. Basically. And then whiteboarder reprints. Yep. Like,
they look so weird, but I kind of
like that. They look weird. They look kind of cool, though. And then just a bunch of normal reprints. Nothing crazy here. They are using this, though, as an opportunity to reprint things like buy box promos.
Okay.
So Nexus of Fate, traditionally a buy box promo. But I mean, they kind of did that with Kenrith, right? Like Kenrith had the heroes from across the multiverse reprint in March the Machine. So I think it's a good way to reprint buy box promos that somehow become staples. Well, somehow incredibly pushed buy box promos that are staples, and making them more accessible to others. And then there's a list here which I'm not going to get into. Cool. I will stop sharing my screen for a bit because we don't need to until later on. But yeah, that's cool. What do you? Yeah. My main thoughts are it's really, really cool. I think it's really cool for events. I think stuff like it will depend how much is opened over time and how the secondary market reacts to it.
Yeah.
I know they can't control the secondary market, but I feel like being like, here is a white-bordered Cosmo. It is foil. This is the only way you can get it. I can't see like that card not pushing 50 quid.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of it would depend on how much is opened at events, and that rarity split, and that treatment split. So I'm not going to like wave my pitchfork and get angry at it now, because it might be a case of so much of it is opened over time, especially like this will be, when did Mystery Booster 1 come out?
It's been a while now.
Right, so Mystery Booster 1 came out 2020.
Yeah.
So like this set will be in print for 4 years. At least. Hopefully. So, and those Mystery Booster reprint, I mean, it's different because they're not, they have different treatments, so it's just one-for-one reprint, but like...
Yeah, I do think the treatment's going to affect it a lot more than, because it's going to make the less, the weaker cards rarer. Rarer versions of staples are going to be worth more.
And I think a box of it's just going to be like it would not be this is not financial advice. It would not be a bad decision to buy these boxes and sit on them for potentially a little bit. But I think maybe once you know they're not in print anymore, because this could be in print for ages. Like, we don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be at least 4 years, at least. I feel like this has got a lot more legs than the last one.
I think so too.
Run longer.
Yeah, I think so too. Because the first one was like 1,000 cards. This is nearly double the size as well.
And it's
MagicCon
got the chase factor of... Yeah.
MagicCon wasn't a thing, obviously, during COVID. It's such a recent thing. And like, Amsterdam was a small MagicCon. It's like 10,000 people. So I think the amount of this product is going to get opened, and the amount of this product is going to be given out at things like MagicCon is going to be quite high. Are we going to do a short bit? Crap.
Short bit
First.
alert.
Sorry. I wanted to quickly run through some of the top commanders in each color or color combination. You can pick, and then we will both give our thoughts on if that commander having that many decks is overrated, underrated, or properly rated.
Okay.
I'm going to shut my screen again. So I lied before. That's what I do. You're going to pick blue, aren't you?
Yeah, but...
Okay, fine.
Are we doing one color and one color pair?
Yeah. We will pick blue. And then you... and we can decide. We'll go for that. I'm not really put structure to this. I was quite tired when I came up with this idea.
I can feel it.
So I'm like very non-committal to this. Let's say, okay, Urza, Lord, High Artificer, everyone knows him. Currently has 11,000 decks on EDH Rec. Is this overrated, underrated, or properly rated?
I think that's probably rated. It's a CDH deck. There's, it's powerful. It can do a lot of things. It can go a lot of ways. It's always artifacts, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I think it's properly rated.
Yeah.
I think it is boring.
Oh, yeah.
And I know this is like Magic discourse, but I think Urza is boring. Yeah, I think it kind of just does the mono blue artifact thing that you want to do and does it at a ridiculously good rate and gives you mana to keep doing that thing. So yeah, that makes sense. Let's scroll down a little bit then.
Oh, you've gone past my favourite.
Maybe that's not the point of doing this. I want to find a weirdo.
Min. Min's the third most popular blue card.
What? Yeah, how's that thing?
Because she's amazing. She's great. And more people need to make Min decks. There you go. Reality ship. What about?
No, let's do Arkham Dagson.
Arkham Dagson's great.
Is a 3 and a blue for a 2/2 human artificer. Tap target artifact creature's controller sacrifices it. That player may search their library for a non-creature artifact card, pull it onto the battlefield, then shuffle their library. Okay, so it's budget.
No, he goes in Urza.
Yeah, he's a weird budget Urza. Currently has 1,232 decks on EDH Rec. Is this overrated, underrated, or properly rated?
I think that's underrated. I think he's...
Target an artifact creature sacrifice it. Non-creature artifact card.
I expected more Dagson decks than 1,000. I mean, he's expensive because he goes in Urza and he's,
He's contending with Urza as well, right? That's the other thing. It's like he's 4 mana as well. He's 4 mana that, like, in terms of mana cost, he's fighting with Urza, and Urza does a thing when it comes right down.
I mean, you wouldn't. I don't think you'd run him over Urza, but you'd run him in an Urza deck.
I think it.
As a commander, it probably is.
Is it? It's less interest. Is it more boring than Urza though? Because you just get the same thing every time.
Yeah. You
sack a thing and then you go get.
You gotta get the same thing. Yeah.
The same thing. So I actually think it's probably properly rated at 1,200. Like it's very just like play this, lightning grieves it, stack it, you go get your 9 mana. I now copy everything or whatever you do in life. One more blue. Let's find a weirdo. Okay. Yeah, Donald. Donald's a weirdo.
I was going to build Donald.
Four mana weirdos in blue we're talking today. Donald, Herald of Wings, 2 blue for a 3/3 human wizard. Whenever you cast a non-legendary creature spell with flying, you may copy it, except the copy is a 1/1 spirit in addition to its other types. Do this only once each turn. 903 decks on EDH Rec, which is quite low.
Underrated. There's so much flying in blue. There's so many cool cards you can play in this. There's so many weird things you can do. I did actually look at building this once, but it just got swept under the rug. I've got a bunch of the cards for it.
Yeah, I think this is probably underrated. Just a boring answer. I think it's cool. I think the cute thing with this is you start playing like all the flash flyers because it means you can do it on like other people's turns. So it just maximizes how many copies you're making per turn. So yeah, okay. Right.
There's also a lot of good support in blue for buffing flying creatures, which is quite fun. Like favorable wins, things like that.
Yeah. Blue flyers is definitely a thing. We will do green, and then we'll probably come back to this another time. I don't want to burn through all of the color combinations on one episode. I want to be able to do this more times because it's easy content for us. So we've gone to green. Finn the Fangbearer, 1 and a green for a 1/3 Death Touch guy. He makes Death Touch proliferate. You know what Finn does.
Makes Death Touch poison.
Whenever you creature you control poison deals combat damage to a player, that player gets 2 poison counters. Yeah, Death Touch poison. Sorry, not proliferate. Has 8,319 decks on EDH Rec. Is this overrated, underrated, or properly rated?
I think that's overrated.
I also think this is overrated.
Yeah. It's a great card. I love it.
It's so narrow.
Yeah.
I'm already the person who has to look at a set and look at like the archetype. I mean, I was at one point the person who looked at a set for bears, and that was abysmal. And I couldn't imagine being the person looking at for mono green Death Touches and seeing if they work. So I also think just like every game feels very similar, right? You're like just trying to get Death Touches unblockable and get them in. And then, I know it's a TDH build, so that's probably why. It's up there, but yeah, not the biggest fan of Finn. The
Let me read the next one. Give you a break.
The God Machine version of it, though, is sick. I don't know if it's on here.
Yeah, I need that for. That's the Multiverse Legends version, right?
Yeah, the God Machine version of print of that is great. Yeah, my throat is going. Right, one sec.
I am a big fan of the Kaldheim alt art as well. I don't know, the Rish XXV, pretty sick. Yeah, let me read the next one. Where are we going?
Seton.
Seton.
Yep.
Croson Protector. He's 3 green mana for a 2/2 creature centaur druid legend. It's probably just centaur druid now.
Yep.
It's got tap and untap druid you control. Add green to your mana pool. Now you laugh. I see you laughing there. There's a lot of druids in green. Yep. This is not, it may surprise you to know, but I looked at this deck at one point.
Okay.
It's I don't know. I think it's good for big green X spells.
Is it just green ramp?
Yeah. I've not got any interest in building a mono green deck because they're all just ramp. At the end of it.
Yeah, I mean they're all different flavors of ramp.
Yeah. There's a couple I have got drafted up that are weirdos and outliers, but yeah, it's pretty boring. But there's a lot of druids. A lot of cards you don't think are druids. Like,
yeah,
there'll be a something druid, but they're a druid.
How does this deck win if it's not just Create a Hoofy, or is it just Create a Hoofy?
It's Create a Hoofy.
Is it just Create a Hoofy? Yeah, it's just Create a Hoofy.
Or some big X
or
spell
Kamal
thing. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not interesting. It's not fun.
Yeah.
How many decks?
994.
That's probably overrated.
I actually think that's probably is overrated. I like it's nice that Druids has like a typal effect, but
yeah,
your game's always going to be the same.
Yeah.
Which is ramp to Kamal or Quarter Calling into, or Tooth and Nail into, Create a Hoof and something else. Yeah, that's kind of boring. One more.
One more.
I can read, and then we'll go on.
No, I'll do it. I'll save you because I can feel your throat. I can feel the pain in your throat.
It's dry.
Let's go. Oh, Sachi, Daughter of Seshiro. This is another one I've looked at, surprisingly. The Kamigawa legend. She's 2/2 green for a 1/3 legendary creature, Snake Shaman. Other snakes you control get +0/+1. Shamans you control have tap, add 2 green to your mana pool. So I was looking for a snake deck. I eventually settled on the Vizier of Poisons. What's her name? The Golgari one.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sachi, she's from Kamigawa Champions, I believe. 305 decks. I think that's underrated. Come on. Mono green snakes.
I think it's underrated. There's an issue with this, though. You just play shapeshifters and changelings.
Yeah.
Because, it fulfills both parts.
Yeah, that's true.
You could tell yourself, I'm only playing shamans. And snakes. Yeah, Steve's very good in this.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think although there's not,
I mean,
there doesn't seem to be
not too many shapeshifters in green. There's the one with trample.
There's Realmwalker,
obviously,
and then there's the artifact.
Realmwalker's great though. And
then
you put Realmwalker in any kind of typal deck.
And then there's the artifacts that make them. Yeah, Mars Vandal because it's just value. I actually think this is underrated. I think this actually could be fun.
Yeah.
Other snakes you control get +0/+1 is a weird line of text. But the shaman,
it does make the death touch snakes, the 1/1 death touch. That's a little bit more of a threat, I think. A 1/2 versus a 1/1 death touch is a little more. I quite like this. I might go back to this. I might revisit it.
Yeah, I don't think it's I think it's underrated. I think 300 decks is quite low. For such a well supported type like Shaman.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's fairly underrated. I think that could be quite cool.
I just thought of a new section we can do. We can do Tom's quest for a mono green commander.
We'll find something.
Because I've got a few weirdos I'd like to.
We'll find something for sure.
Like to show.
All right, we've got 20 minutes of the main bit, which is hilarious because we probably spent more time talking about Mystery Booster. Or this episode's gonna be like 2.5 hours long again. Again, original pitch for this show, 45-minute episodes. Never happened.
We just love to yap. We can't help it. We
also just kept adding like recurring bits, and the recurring bits take up the most time. But it is what it is. So
the number of bullet points increases every week.
It does. Like the show notes keep getting bigger and bigger, and I don't know what to do about it. We're hacks. We have run out of things to talk about. It'd be funny. So I want to kind of go through some of our most scalding hot takes, purely because it allows me to make a title and a thumbnail that will get clicks. What do you have for me?
My takes are quite lukewarm. I think Universes Beyond is great.
That I don't actually was going to be one of mine.
Anything, I don't care. Fortnite, great, love it. I've got so many Fortnite cards to fight me. I don't care. Fortnite's great.
Mine was 2 parts Universes Beyond. Universes Beyond is an overall net positive for the game and the community at large.
Basically what I was,
Don't care what you have to say about it. Not interested. This is coming from someone who doesn't like 50% of the IPs that have been used for massive Universes Beyond products. Yeah. The other point on Universes Beyond is the jokes are lame and have to stop.
Yeah.
I can't wait to play my Rick and Morty card against your Batman card. We're past that. We're already doing that. Like, it's not funny. And the problem is the longer it goes on, it's not like those jokes that like they go past the threshold and then they get funny again.
Oh yeah,
it's like the longer it goes on, the more out of touch you feel, because like if people are enjoying the game and they're coming to the game and having fun, it doesn't matter. Like, it just doesn't. So like you being like, oh, this game doesn't look like what it used to be like. Well, then go make a deck that is just that. Like, there's a reason I don't play Lord of the Rings cards or Doctor Who cards, apart from Mirkwood Bats. But that could be an Innistrad card, so it's fine. But like, because those cards don't bring me enjoyment, so I don't put them in my decks. I think I own 1 Warhammer card, and I put it in Volo, and then realized it was bad and took it out. So like, it's fine. Like, play the cards you enjoy. But yeah, I think those jokes are just like, what is Magic these days? Yeah. Like, are I think detrimental to the game and how you're perceived in the community, right? Like, I think if you're just someone who's just like spiraling out of control about how angry you are that there's a Marvel set coming out or what have you, whilst people are having fun with it, like that clash is just not good for how you're perceived in the community. Plus, like, your mental health. There are more important things to be angry about in the world. Like, enjoy things. Enjoy this card game that you play with friends. It should be fun. And that's my other hot take. Or one of my first hot take is, if people played more Magic and complained about it less online,
oh yeah, they'd have more fun.
They would have a better mental health balance when it comes to this game and how they engage with it.
100%.
Like
100%.
The reason we don't typically deal with discourse or anything like that is because it's not beneficial to our mental health or your mental health, and we don't want to be caught in a spiral of just us shouting and running. Sometimes we will, and it's valid, but like, it's usually at the community, not us. that product.
Also, in the circles I play in, I asked at my Friday night a couple of times. I've asked about things that I've seen on Twitter, and they haven't got a clue. They don't know anything about it.
It's such an echo chamber. And I think like people don't,
Yep.
and it's not just Magic. It's every hobby or every interest or every fandom. Like the people shouting at a cloud online are like 0.01% of the people that are listening. Like if you looked at, to use like a bigger video game example, if you looked at all the people who are shouting angrily online about Last of Us Part 2 compared to the sales of Last of Us Part 2, those two narratives don't add up. The reason why is because the online narrative is a small vocal minority, and chances are most of those are also grifters out for your money.
We need something to make a clickbait title out of.
I had
land destruction's fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
just not mass land destruction with no game plan.
That one. If
you're gonna blow up my lands, at least win. Farewell sucks. There we go. I think there's done that.
Yeah, farewell's fine. Here is one, and I might actually get in trouble for this.
Oh no.
If you are playing a non-CDH game and your primary purpose of that game is to win, you're playing the wrong format.
Yes. Louder for the people at the back. I hate that. I hate playing with tryhards. Like, play for fun.
90% of the time, you should play a card that makes the game more fun, that allows you to win more. Personally, this is my opinion. Your opinion can be different. You're just wrong. I would rather come away from a game with losing, which is usually what happens, but having a story and having a pin in that game that I can use to form a emotional or social connection with someone, then go, and on turn 5, I won. Because no one stopped me.
I think I've said this before, but some of my favourite games have been the ones where I don't remember who won.
Yeah, for sure.
Because the moments were bigger than the end of the game. Like, you know.
Like, in that game that we played at Amsterdam with me, you, Jay, and Kiwo, when I flashback Prisoner's Dilemma. Flashbacking Prisoner's Dilemma was not the correct play there at all, but it was the fun play, and it was the play that allowed
then you got up and had a walk.
I got to go have a walk around to look at the rest of the cards while you guys bickered. But like,
that was great.
That to me is way more interesting and creates memories that I'll remember rather than just like, I'm trying to win, I'm trying to beat these people into submission. Because that to me is just what the format's there to do. Because if like, that's what we should all be doing, especially at events, especially like in-person games. Like you want to be online, whatever. Like as long as the discussion is we're all trying to win, whatever. Okay. But if I'm sitting down with, you know, even a pod where it's like me and you and 2 people we've never played with, I'm looking to create a moment or make sure that those people will go, I really enjoyed that. I will play with Adam and Tom again.
Same.
That's why
I want to end a game wanting to play with the people again and wanting them to want to play with me again. Like that's why I so rarely play with new people now, because it's such a flip of the coin. You can generally get a feel for if they're gonna be the wrong type of person. Thankfully, the wrong type of people are very loud about being the wrong type of person, so it's not hard to be able to spawn. But yeah, that is I 100% agree with you. It's the try hard must sequence everything correctly and blast everyone out the water on turn 3. Like no, I'm fine. I'll play with someone else.
I'm glad that game's over quick, so I never have to play with you again.
It's a social game at the end of the day. You know, so it was
it was
created as a social game. Yes,
especially at events, right? Like you don't want to have that like awkward like. It's meant to be there to enable like, you know, positive social interactions. And I think that should be your primary goal. I even think like I've changed it how I play board games as well. Certain board games, not all, but like there are things I will do in like stuff like Flamecraft and stuff that's a bit more like lower stakes. Which is the fun? What is the fun play? What's the play that makes like, you know, this game more interesting rather than just like cutthroat? Like I'm going to go for the win now, because it's not like I'm bowling up at the Flamecraft World Championships and, you know, taking the crown. Like but I want to make sure that, you know, my friends who have kids who don't get to play board games that often feel good and more. It's like the same kind of thing. Like how many Commander games do you get to play a week, or at a MagicCon? How many times are you playing Commander with the people you're sat in front of? Do you want them to walk away having a bad experience with you? No, absolutely not. Like there's a reason why in that game on Friday, Connor held the fourth rack in his hand, because he was just like, it's not the fun thing to do. And 90% of the time, that's the thing, like, you know, playing the card that is more fun and progresses the game. It should always progress the game. Like, that's fine. But I'm not talking about, like, you know, halting the game completely, but playing the game that's going to create a moment whilst moving stuff forward, I think is the way you should be building decks and selecting plays, for sure.
That's why I like running janky stuff, because, you put it down, everyone's like, oh, what the hell's that? And they might find a card that they like, or they can do something.
But it's like you're setting up a puzzle, right? And they're like reading the pieces, and they're like, okay, this is how this works. I think that's naturally interesting. Shit, I need more hot takes. I do have more.
Yeah, you need a bad one. Say something. What's the discourse? What do people hate? Ban Soaring. Soaring's bad.
Here's I don't think Soaring should be banned. I don't think Soaring should be banned.
Which is correct. It shouldn't be. It's fine.
I actually think. Wait.
Give us a new Soaring. Give us a new.
I think fast. I think good. I think there needs to be less fast mana. For sure.
If there was a second Soaring, how many people do you think would run it?
100%. I think there are how many decks? Isn't it like 99% of decks will run Soul Ring? So if you had Soul Ring number 2, I think 99% of decks. If you run one Soul Ring, it's usually how many times when you play Soul Ring on turn 1 or 2 is it the best card in your deck? Every time?
No, it's generic mana. I don't know.
I think
that's a problem for the game designers. Come up with a better Soul Ring. Not better Soul Ring. Second Soul Ring.
I think that people who try to rule zero loot tree should be put in a hole and never allowed out. Not even in 99. Sorry. I don't care. I think that Hole Breacher was always destined to get banned, and if you thought otherwise, you're insane. I think Golos should be unbanned. I think it's fine. I think that threat assessment has got to a point now where people can see it coming. People should be prepared to deal with it. We are running so much Wrath, we're okay. I was about to say something actually insane. I don't think I even believe that. I was about to say, I think you could unban Grizzlebrand. I don't think you can.
No, you can't.
I played with Grizzlebrand was legal. Oof. It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
I don't think you can unban Grizzlebrand. Okay, I'll stop there. you can't unban Grizzlebrand.
Actually, unban it because it would go great in my Starscream deck. That'd be.
I mean, what's the difference between? Grizzlebrand's insane. Okay, yeah, you can't unban Grizzlebrand. It's the same. You just do the same thing. But I do think this is biased because it's me. I think Prime Time should be unbanned. I think Prime Titan's fine now.
Hang on, I need to see what prime time does.
6 mana, 6/6 trample. Whenever ETBs or attacks, you may search your library up to 2 land cards, put them onto battlefield tapped.
Oh, Primeval Titan. I was like, prime time.
Prime time.
Yeah.
I think prime time's fine. Unban him. Or just unban him for a month and see what happens. I don't think you can unban Crystal Brand, even for a month. But I think they should. I think the rules committee should try going, okay, well, unban this for like a period of time, get some data, and then re-review. But I think Primeval Titan's absolutely fine right now.
Yeah, Primeval Titan ain't that bad.
Because if I play Prime Time and I get 2 lands, say I blink it or what have you, it's like it's diminishing returns. The first Prime Time is so much more impactful than the second one or the third one or definitely the fourth one, right?
Yeah.
Like, so the explosion from 0 to 2 is really, really impactful. I think the second one's as powerful as the first one, but when you get into like 6 or 8 additional land, it's like, why are you playing with your food? Why haven't you killed these people yet? Like, what are you doing? Yeah. So, I think Prime Time could be okay.
Yeah, it's not as bad as people make it out to. It definitely shouldn't be bad. No. There's worse cards.
And I think in this world where we're getting faster and faster and faster, there might be a world in which Primeval Titan's too slow.
Yeah, that's 6 mana.
Bananas. The only issue is Field of the Dead. And the fact that you can get Field of the Dead, but so can so many other things. So I don't know, man. I think you could unban it.
Yeah, I don't think it's that bad.
That's my thumbnail, is unban this card.
Like it.
And then I think there's much more. Like, most of mine are like community focus. I think moaning under Wizards of the Coast Magic or like employee Twitters is fucking weird.
It's cringe as hell.
It's weird. It's weirdo behavior. I think, it like, if I ever see the line, I actually saw this on it was did you see the drama about the guy who his friend asked him to was going to invest in him or something? Basically, was saying like, if I pay for this and you win, would you give me X? I can't remember what it's like.
Yeah.
It's weird. Don't want to get into it. It's crazy. But basically, like, that post went out, and then someone replied to it and tagged like Wizards, Magic, Hasbro, Marrow, and was like, I have been playing for 30 years. If this isn't fixed, I will quit Magic forever. And I'm like,
yeah, I saw that. Who cares? You're just one guy.
You're one guy. But also, like, I get that you're, like, all movements have to start somewhere. This is not it. Like, what happened to that guy? Not cool. And I hope it does get resolved. It was really, really shitty. He was basically got weird hill to die on. Like, he was basically he got drive-by DQ'd effectively. Like, he wasn't even involved in it, and then somehow got DQ'd. Yeah. Weird. But like, pick your hills. Like,
that's not it.
That is not on the same like length as like the Pinkertons, right? The Pinkertons is like way worse in terms of dude had a rules infraction at an event, and a third party disqualified him. A third party that is not involved in Wizards, because the judges aren't anymore affiliated with Wizards or Hasbro in a weird way. Or Hasbro literally sending around the mafia. Is like these are on 2 different. So yeah, and I think threatening to quit something every time there is a minor inconvenience, or not inconvenience, but like a minor infraction of like justice or consumer like goodwill, I think it's really, really fucking weird. Because you're still going to play this game.
And like, posting about it. It's like posting underneath a video that you're unsubscribing.
Yeah.
Just show.
It's just weird. Weirdo behavior. That's probably very more weird. Like, I don't think that's Magic. I think that's more just like people in general. Shit.
I don't have many hot takes. I've been really racking my brain since you told me this, but like...
I've got one.
Rule Zero is fine. People who can play about Rule Zero
that's fine.
Need to stop being dumb.
I've got one that people will hate. I think Secret Lairs fine as a concept. I don't think the print, the way they're doing it now with like the allocations is good. I think the print orders.
You worried me then.
think the printer order was always fine. I think people complaining about prices or like the things not having enough value in them. Motherfucker, you know what you're buying. Like, it's not like these people will be like, there's not enough value in it, and then they go buy a booster box. It's like, if you don't want to spend 30 quid on this, you don't have to.
They're not meant for value. They're meant to be a fixed price, nice way of getting fancy art that's limited edition. That's it. It's not a finance thing.
Someone who likes like modern like pop culture art and like all the different forms it comes in, Secret Lairs like crack to me and is a problem. But like,
and also it's great for driving the price down. It's getting reprints out. It's a win.
Again,
apart from the reprint, the stock thing is.
I think overly has been a net positive.
Yeah,
I think there was that year where the sheer volume of them coming out was a bit much. I think like 2024 this year. No, I think 2022 or 2021.
I can't remember. I don't think we're playing that one.
Yeah, okay. There was a year where it was just like every like 3 weeks, where every month there was like a big drop. It was just like too excessive.
That's now.
But it was pretty bad. I think they've slowed down a little bit. It was the year where they did the what's her name? The one white first strike hate bear. Thalia. Where they basically did one that was like 5 Thalias.
5 Thalias, yeah.
That was like the lowest selling Secret Lair of all time. Because everyone was like, I don't want 5 Thalias.
The first one I got into Secret Lair, the Junji set was the first one I got.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want to look at my order history. The first one I got was Every Dog Has Its Day, and then I didn't pick up every one after that, and then I eventually was like, I'll just buy a bundle, it's fine. But I was buying the full foil and non-foil bundle each time.
Oh.
And then eventually was like, I'm just gonna buy the foil bundles because the non-foils, they're just sitting in a cupboard somewhere. So yeah, I think overall Secret Lair is fine. I, however, do think collector boosters are a net negative. Collector boosters have diminished the booster fun of every other product that circles them.
Yeah, that's valid because there's certain things you can't get in a normal booster. So it's like
there's no like you go, oh, I open a foil mythic in my play booster. That used to be like an absolute like buzz, and now it's just like it's worth absolutely nothing. And I think that is a bit of a boomer take, but I do think they could weave more. I think collector booster only, like serialized or any of those treatments. Like I think putting them into normal boosters at incredibly low open like pull rates, I think would be a better move. Because it allows you to, at an event, have a draft and be like, oh, I opened, XYZ. I think just the collector booster only treatments and that chase, whilst good for the game and driving a lot of prices down on the play pieces, I don't know, I'm now opening boxes for play pieces, which is fine, but like that buzz of like, oh, this is cool. Is kind of diminished slightly, and like I just don't have it in me to buy boxes of collector boosters anymore, and it'd just be like, oh, this is because you can whiff so hard.
Oh yeah, and like I got a collector box and it was absolutely awful. I can't remember which set it was.
I did Neon Dynasty. I wish
I'd done that.
Oh, it was sick. It was Crom packaging as well. It was sick. I did Neon Dynasty. I did Capenna. And I did Unfinity. And I did Brothers War. Which is actually Brothers War was actually a very good open.
Did I do Bro? I can't remember which one.
Bro was sick because of all the artifacts.
I think I did Innistrad, Midnight Hunt.
I would say the rules for collector booster boxes are if it has a sick bonus sheet, collector boosters might be worth it. If it's lacking, like don't be fooled by free like foil crazy treatments, because you're never getting them. The Commander Masters Liliana, I still want it, but I'm not paying 300 or whatever it is for it. But yeah, those are some very lukewarm hot takes. I'm sorry, but I'm banned Primeval Titan and stop being weird online.
We got the clickbait tile. Let's go.
Yeah.
And we got enough that we can do the ABC test of 3 different hot takes to see which one people like best. Yeah. I had a feeling that's why you were doing it.
I wanted thumbnails.
You know what time it is.
Great audio. It's time.
Everybody knows.
No, this is
everybody's favourite time of the episode.
It's when Adam makes sure that he doesn't dox himself.
There's that bit as well, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't make me get Elish Norm back out.
Yeah, try not.
I had fun making a walk off the screen last time. She like potted away after.
Sicko Zone Hall of Fame for this week. It's a bit of a weird one, but that's the point of the exercise. Fasting is a 1 mana white enchantment from the dark. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a hunger counter on fasting, then destroy fasting if it has 5 or more hunger counters on it. If you begin your draw step, you may skip that step instead. If you do, you gain 2 life. When you draw a card, destroy fasting. That's the Oracle text. As printed, you may choose to skip your draw phase. If you do so, you gain 2 life. If you draw a card for any reason, fasting is destroyed. During your upkeep, put a hunger counter on fasting. While fasting has 5 hunger counters on it, it is destroyed. Why does this card exist?
I have absolutely no idea.
The idea of like a card being worth 2 life is fucking wild.
Maybe in like
even back then,
like maybe in limited, if you would like, you know, you've got a wall, you've got blockers, you need to gain life to trigger something, but what was happening in the dark that
I don't know. Like the idea of just being like, I'm not drawing now, but for 5 turns to gain 10 is so bad. Yeah. I don't understand it.
Draw phase, and it's only on your draw. It's when you were drawing your draw step, not when you would draw. It triggers on your draw step.
Yeah. So yes.
Yeah. If you draw, you destroy it.
Yeah. So if you draw for any reason, it's gone. So I could like ancestral vision to you.
Yeah.
you lose this what? But yeah, really fucking weird. Weird design. There was another one I was going to do, which I might cheat and put 2 in. Master Assassin.
Let's go.
This one.
And that fasting's only had 1 print as well in the dark.
Yeah. I'm submitting 2.
I love this.
I'm submitting 2. So I'm submitting fasting, and I'm submitting Merfolk Assassin. Merfolk Assassin is blue, creature Merfolk Assassin. Tap, destroy target creature of Island Walk. It's a 1/2. Do you know how many creatures have natural Island Walk?
Yeah, not many.
It's 37. It's like
I said earlier, I was looking for Island Walk in that deck.
Yeah, it's between 35 and 40. There are cards like it's more modern for cards to create things with Island Walk, like tokens, like squid tokens, or give things Island Walk with an activated ability. So this card is basically a 1/2 that can destroy 35 creatures.
It's a hard counter to my Eluge deck, though. So
that's fair.
Also
doesn't have.
Why is this man swimming up to a? Why is he swimming up to a quiche? Why is there a quiche flowing in front of him and he's swimming up to
like a pier?
I know, but it looks like a quiche to me.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Weird.
But yeah, I was looking at like just weirdos from the dark, and those 2 came up. I don't think they're super weird. I think they're just more like when it comes to like Sicko Zone Hall of Fame. I know everyone goes for art, but I'm a bit of a mechanics weirdo and a bit of like a how this plays weirdo.
Honestly, the Merfolk Assassin art is kind of weird.
It is a bit weird. It's also really strange that this guy doesn't have Island Walk himself.
Yeah.
So there's that. But yeah, so I'm submitting 2 because I'm cheating. Let's do Merfolk Assassin first.
I like Merfolk Assassin more than Fasting. Fasting is weird. The art is isn't bad. I think the art's pretty cool.
Let's
the
just do
effect of
Merfolk
Fasting's
Assassin.
weird, but I think Merfolk Assassin has a kind of weird art and a kind of weird effect.
I agree. I think let's just Fasting was just this card's fucking weird, and I hated it because it was like the idea of skipping your draw to gain 2.
Yeah, if it was maybe when you would draw a card,
Instead,
gain 2 life,
2. Yeah,
and you put a counter on it, and when it's got 5, it destroys. So you've got 5. You draw 5, gain 10 life. That's not bad. Maybe we could Sharpie cube this.
I could try. I will look at it. I'll look at that for sure. I think I love how Sorrow's Path has become like the benchmark, like the measuring stick of like how weird a card is, and then like pushing it down either way. I think it actually might just be below Sorrow's Path.
I think so. Yeah, Cosmic Horror. Yeah,
like Cosmic Horror.
The art weirdness. The art's weirder than Cosmic Horror. Although I forgot what it looked like.
I don't
jump
know.
Scare. Merfolk jump scare. It's the way he's peeping out, and his cheeks are quite.
This to me feels like still very like just like an old like designed black card. Yeah. Whereas like this is just fucking useless. like I think it's worth. I think it's like here. I think okay. So Merfolk Assassin is in at number 12. So I'm not going to read them all, but I'll read top 5. Camouflage 30th Anniversary is number 1, thanks to Jelly. Elvish Bard Alliance is art number 2, submitted by Kerri, RIP. Amulet of Quaz, submitted by Adam the Gathering. Temerian Fiend, submitted by Anne Magic Card. And Floral Spasm, submitted by Wally of Chad Magic. And Merfolk Assassin is your new number 12.
Speaking of, did you see that new Spasm that they've printed?
I did. What the? I think we had something to do with that. Or I'm at least choosing to. Because, like, Spasms haven't been relevant in forever.
It's true.
Who's
watching?
It's when they do some sort of camouflage riff. And then we know for sure. So, yeah, that is the Sicko Zone Hall of Fame. As always, I think this list is still public, so you can see it if you care. No.
I want, that Emrakul splash that they had at MagicCon.
Yes.
Like they had the huge Emrakul. I want that, but Elvish Bard. If they do that, then we know.
Oh, what, like the set?
Yeah, they've got the tree. They've got a 3D face on the tree, like looking out. Maybe the eyes move, something like that.
I'd be very surprised that happened.
Ship it down to Command Fest Birmingham. Get it down
there. Yeah. Did you know that 67% of you are not subscribed? That's a travesty.
Because I told you this earlier.
Yeah. Attention. Oh, should we go ask a question as well?
Hot takes. Give us your hot takes.
Yeah, give us your hot take. There you go.
What's your magic hot take? Do you agree with our hot takes?
Yeah, tell me I'm wrong in the comments. But leave it open-ended so we can have a discussion.
Yeah.
Please subscribe. Follow us on Twitter.
If you see a positive interaction button, click it. Subscribe. Talk to us. Like Spotify. Leave a review on Spotify. Have we got any reviews on Spotify yet? Give us a 5-star rating.
Couldn't tell you.
We might have them.
Follow us on TikTok, please.
Follow us on TikTok. Please, we want to do streams. There'll be more short form, I promise.
Yep.
I've got a bit lazy over the last couple of weeks.
That's fine. It's all good. If we get to 100, maybe more. We have to make cooking, but I'm going to save it for a milestone. Tom doesn't know. I have to tell him where we finished. There's a possibility of a second channel coming. But yeah, we need more followers to justify that, because I'm not maintaining 2 channels until it's worth doing so. Maintaining 1 channel with a full-time job is enough. But yeah, we're potentially starting something additional around highlights and other bits as well. Effectively a dumping ground for things that aren't the podcast proper. Cool.
What have you got planned for this? We should do a little thing as well. You got anything coming up next 2 weeks? What are you up to? I listen to a lot of podcasts and they do this. They're like, what you got?
I don't actually know. Like, I probably need to play more Magic. That's probably the biggest thing I need to try and do.
Let's try and get a game in, me and you.
The looking for role has been really helpful already, so I'm sure we can find 4.
Yeah, definitely.
We should try and get some games in over the next 2 weeks for sure. Yeah, nothing really. I've had like 2-3 weeks of just like going out constantly and being away, and I think looking forward to having 2 weeks of just playing Diablo. And new Overwatch season starts on Tuesday next week, so
there you
go. I will be sinking my time into that, because love of games as a service. Me. What about you?
I've got a couple of things I'm drawing for people. I'm planning something for us. You kind of know about it. Hopefully it's ready for Command First, but that'd be cool. I just found a game on. It's not even on Steam. It's like they took Tarkov, right? They took everything out of Tarkov, made it a little bit easier, and they've released it as another game. It's nothing to do with them.
I've seen that. Yeah.
It's Arena Breakout Infinite. It's literally Tarkov.
I think it's the biggest market move of that game is to leave the Tarkov audience behind in Tarkov and just make it an entirely new game. Is hilarious to me.
I don't think it's the same devs.
No, but like someone being like, what's the worst thing about Tarkov? The people that play Tarkov.
And the devs of Tarkov.
Yeah, and then just going off and doing your own thing. I think it's really fun.
I've played a couple of games of that. It seems pretty fun. But yeah, that's me. Drawing, trying to get things done. And playing Magic, hopefully.
Yeah. Trying to find time to play games of Magic in between playing Diablo and Overwatch. It's going to be... new Diablo season's cracked. So good. So good.
Sell me on it later.
It's so good. Okay.
Play some Magic. That's going to be my new cat. I'm workshopping it. Play more Magic.
Stop whining. Play more Magic.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Much.
Bye.